we will get started. We are going to start today in child's pose. So we'll just start by relaxing into child's pose. Today is going to be about strengthening the legs and the back. I'm just going to take a few breaths here to get centered. Allow your breath to deepen. And just bringing your focus on your breath. Where you feel it. And just see if you notice anywhere you're holding any tension in the shoulders or the hips or the feet or the fingers, and just see if you can let it go. Soften the jaw, soften the forehead. We're going to inhale, come up to a tabletop position. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Knees are underneath the hips. Pull the belly in, and let's just do a few cat-cows, rounding the spine and arching. Round and arch. Got a couple more. Really using the hips to move the back, so you can let the hips move first in each direction. Good. And we're going to find center and stillness. A nice flat back. Curl the toes under. Downward facing dog. Breathe. I'm going to let the heels sink. Inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, lower. Good. And we're just going to feel that stretch to the back of the legs. Center the left foot just a little bit. Lift the right leg high. Good. So as high as comfortable for you. And then we're going to bring that right knee in towards your nose. Hug it in. Hug the heel in. And then press it out. Good. Let's do that 2 more times. Hugging the knee in. Hugging the heel in. Press it out. Good. Now this time we're going to hug the knee in. Hug the heel in. And then step that foot forward. And then take the other foot and hop it forward. Standing forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and fold. Good. We're going to come up halfway. Now you can use your fingers on the floor, or if you have blocks, you can bring blocks in. Or if you had a table, you could actually do this from a table or even a chair. We're going to center your left foot. Right leg kicks behind you. Good. And we're just going to hold that position. We're going to drop that hip down. Good. Feel the inner thigh. Feel your left leg working. You could even have the knee bent on your left leg a little bit. Lift the leg, drop the hip. Breathe. Good. So now we're going to just bring your right knee behind your left knee. Little Shiva squat and press it out. Good. We'll do that again. Shiva squat. Press it out. Now this time, maybe let the hands hover off the floor of your blocks as you do the Shiva squat. Good. Nice. And then we're going to just let the hip drop. Let the left knee be slightly bent. Really press that right heel back into the back wall and lift the fingertips. Maybe bring hands to heart center. Good. Bring the hands down, stack the hips, lift the leg, half moon. Good. Breathe. Hand comes down. Hip comes down. Step it back. Lunge. Turn the back heel down. Warrior one. Breathe. Nice. Open up. Warrior two. Lifting the hip. Reaching back. Exalted warrior. And then coming forward. Elbow to knee. Top hand reaches up. Good. And we're just thinking about the middle of the chest working its way up toward the ceiling. Nice. Both hands come down to the mat. Step it back, downward facing dog. Let's come down onto the knees. Let's find child's pose. Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Just a few breaths, letting go. Inhale, float up table. Let's do a few cat-cows again. Really just rounding into the spine and arching. Round and arch. Good. Let the hips do the moving. And then the rest of the back follows along. So your spine's moving like a wave. Good. One more time each direction. Finding that neutral spine, belly in, toes curled under, downward facing dog. Good. Letting the heels sink. Getting a nice stretch to the back of the legs, opening up through the shoulders. Centering the right foot this time, left leg lifts. Good. We're lifting it up. Bring that left knee in toward the nose. Good, and press it back. Good, left knee in, heel up, hugging that leg in, press it up. Good, now we're gonna hug that leg in, hug it in, set the foot in between your hands. Good, back foot hops forward, standing forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Breathe. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Fold all the way. And then coming up halfway. So again, you can stay on your fingertips. You can use blocks here. You can use a chair or a table. You're going to center that right leg, left leg kick straight behind you. Good, so we're dropping the hip, lifting the leg. Breathe and hold. Nice. We're going to do a couple of or 3 Shiva squats. So that the left leg comes behind the right, squatting, and then pressing out. Good. Squatting, pressing out. Maybe make the hands light, squatting, and pressing out. Good. Breathe. Nice. From here, so that it helps to have the right knee a little bit bent as you come up into warrior 3. This is my hard side. Breathe. Good. Coming back down. We're going to stack the hips, lift the leg, reach that left hand up. Half moon. Breathe. Bring the hand down, step it back, lunge. Good. I'm going to set those blocks aside, turn the back heel down, sweep it up. Warrior 1. Nice. Open up. Warrior 2. Good. We're lifting that front hip. Softening and breathing. Exalted warrior. Feel exalted. Feel the power. Elbow to knee. Reaching that top hand up. Inhaling. Exhaling. Good. Bring both hands down. Step it back. Let's just come onto the floor, coming into child's pose, resting. Breathing. Feeling how powerful our legs are, our hips. And then letting them release here a little bit. Maybe rock the hips a little bit. Going to come up to table. Come onto the elbows. Now you can have your palms flat, or you can interlace your fingers. You can choose what works for you. And then we're going to lift the knees. So we're going to come into dolphin pose. So lift the knees, and we're really pressing through the elbows. So you're feeling the shoulder blades slide away from one another, and you can look straight down. Now, if you can hang your head, you can hang your head. You just don't want your head touching. We're letting it hang, and we're really pressing through the elbows. We're going to center the left foot, right leg lifts. And we're just holding and breathing just a few breaths. One more inhale. One more exhale. Good. Lower the leg down. And let's come onto the knees for a moment so we can give the other side its due. So we're just going to rest for a second. Good. Curl the toes under. Lifting the hips, centering the right leg, left leg lifts. Breathe. Just like 3 breaths, really pressing through the elbows. Good. 2 more breaths. Nice. And then lower the leg down. Lower the knees down. Child's pose. Good. So from here, we're going to come up onto the hands and knees, and then onto the belly. Good. So another strengthener here. So we're just reaching the arms forward, forehead to the mat, legs reaching back. So we're going to maybe lift the right leg, reach it back, lift the left, reach it back. Good. We're going to turn the palms toward one another and then lift the head. But we want So think about lifting the head just a little. We don't want the chin to lead. We want the heart to lead. So we're actually kind of pressing into the hands to lift the chest just a little bit. Good. Now we're going to keep that lift. We're letting the back lift itself, and we're going to lift the right leg or right arm, left leg. Breathe. Good. Lower down. Left arm, right leg. Nice. Breathe. Let's do that a couple more on each side. Right leg, right arm, left leg. Lower down. Left arm, right leg. Good. One more time each side. Right arm, left leg. Lower down. Left arm, right leg. Good. We're going to stack the arms. Soften into the low back. Now you can always keep switching if you want to, or we're going to lift everything. Just a moment. Good. Reach the arms forward. Reach the legs back. We're going to lift both arms and both legs. Lift and lower. Let's do that 2 more times. Lift. Notice how it changes the breath. Lower. Good. One more lift. Hold. Good. Lower down. Stack the arms. Good. So right here, we're just going to take the right knee and bring it out to the right side. Getting a little stretch through the hip. Good. And you're just trying to pull that knee about hip height, or maybe just a hair higher. And you let that knee come, or the lower part of your leg kind of come out. If that feels comfortable, you can bring it in. You can pat it with a blanket if you need to. Breathe. Good. So we're going to slide that leg back to center. Back to where it was. And then we're going to roll onto our left side. So we can put our head on our arm, or you can place your hand on your head, just like so. And we're going to take the legs and just bring them forward just a little bit. Good. Flex the feet, lift that top leg. So we're trying to feel it here. Lower, lift, lower. Strengthening the hips to strengthen the back. Lift and lower. Good. Now we're going to lift it. We're going to point the toes up, lift the leg high, and then just grab onto it anywhere. Grab onto it on the thigh here, your calf, or if you can reach your toes, you can grab the toes, and we're just going to hold it. Breathe. Good. It's just a nice stretch into your leg. Bring it down. Come onto the belly. Stack the arms. Good. Slide that left leg out to the left. Nice stretch. Find what's comfortable on this side. Breathe. Good. We're going to slide the leg back to center. Good. And then we're going to roll onto the right side. I'm going to be a little rude facing away from you here. You can put your head on your arm again or on your hand. Bring the leg slightly forward of your body. So it just helps you stay stable. And then we're going to flex the feet, lift that top leg. So we're lifting it and lower. Lift and lower. One more time, lift and lower. Now we're going to turn that foot up a little bit and then lift it high, grab onto it. You can grab onto your calf, your thigh, your foot, just getting a nice stretch. Good, and then release. Coming back down onto the belly. I'm going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders, press back into child's pose, letting the back release, just giving it a moment. So the knees are part, the big toes together. You can feel the low back kind of flattening out. And then we're bringing the breath into the lowest part of the belly. So we kind of stretch that low back from the inside. Good. And then we're going to sit onto the heels, swing the legs around, and come onto your back. Good. I'm just going to move these out of the way. So we're just coming onto the back. Bottoms of the feet are on the mat. Hands are going to line up with the heels. Feet feel parallel to one another. We can't see them, but we can feel what parallel might be. And they're about hip width apart. So not too far apart, not too close. And then we're going to tuck the shoulder blades underneath you a little bit. So a little bit more. And then pull the belly button in, pelvic floor, lift the hips. Good. So we're going to hold here. We're going to think about pressing the feet down and kind of scrubbing them forward so you start to feel the whole leg engage. Good. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. One more time. Inhale, lift. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Exhale, lower down. We're going to untuck the shoulders just a little. Right ankle on the left knee. Press the right knee away. If you want to hug that knee in, thread the needle. Grab the knee. Good. Breathing, letting the hips just release gently. Release the bind. Set that left foot down and then the right. Left ankle, right knee, press the knee away. Good. Hug the knee in. Good, release. Set both feet down on the mat. Good. Let's bring both knees into the chest and then lower them over to the right side. Nice gentle twist. Good. Bring the legs up to center, over to the opposite side. Good. Back up to center. Let's just rock from side to side. Maybe take the knees together and just draw a little circle with the knees, which draws a little circle with your low back on the floor. Switch directions. Good. Finding center. Give it a squeeze. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then release. Good. I'm going to straighten into the legs. Arms come down by the sides. Gently start to bring some movement into the fingers and toes. Bending into the knees. And taking your time, we're just going to roll onto one side of our body. Then pressing up. To a seated position. We're sitting up tall, sitting in what is comfortable for us. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Have a wonderful rest of your week. Namaste.